So welcome back everybody to the nighttime session. It is the IBA Men's World Boxing Championship 2025 from the duty-free tennis stadium in Dubai. And this is our schedule for the next few hours. Flyweights, featherweights, light welterweights, light middleweights, and then we go into the light heavyweights and heavyweights. Some very good bouts in prospect. And without further ado, let's get the first one in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome back to session 14 of the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships 2025. And ladies and gentlemen, the competition now reaches the quarter-final stage, where boxers from around the world are one step closer to the coveted IBA World Champion status. And of course, life-changing and record-breaking 8 million plus prize pool money. Our first quarterfinal of this session is in Ring A, and it is in the 51 kilogram flyweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest from Palestine is Mohammed Abu Ramleh. Introducing first into the red corner representing Uzbekistan, Hasanboy DUSMATOV.
And we saw him box yesterday with the win against Samet Gumus of Turkey, the two-time Olympic champion.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Tajikistan, Meroj SUFIJONOV.
DUSMATOV, 32 years old now, has done absolutely everything you could possibly do.
And ladies and gentlemen, your judges for this contest will come from Kyrgyzstan, Italy, Tunisia, Azerbaijan and Sri Lanka.
And just making his way in there in blue, the 19-year-old SUFIJONOV, who boxed well yesterday against Milan Turkbay of Kyrgyzstan. Had a win in the previous round against Phunglan Kambang, a national champion out of Tajikistan. Asian under-22 silver medalist this year as well. It's a big task for him up against someone like this because he is formidable. So DUSMATOV in the red, SUFIJONOV in the blue. It's our first quarter-final at flyweight.
Round one.
Good start there from DUSMATOV. Has got on the front foot, nice and quick hit. Lead right hand to the head and then went down to the body. SUFIJONOV has got good feet. He's got a nice, loose, relaxed style, throws that 1-2, but DUSMATOV is looking to put him under some pressure here and not allow him to build any kind of rhythm, just letting that 1-2 flow, which is something he does like to try and do. And again, quick in with the jab to the body and then feet back out. And just working around SUFIJONOV here, DUSMATOV. Good left hand has staggered his man, and that will be a standing count. He looked to try and commit a little bit there, SUFIJONOV. And as quick as you'd like, the left hand came in. He was caught standing a bit tall, weighting the heels slightly, and back he went. Left hand there from SUFIJONOV was a decent shot. That'll give him a little bit of confidence. Good fighter though he is, he will need that. As I say, it's daunting coming in against somebody like this. This is somebody he will have studied, I'm sure. He won his first Olympic gold medal 9 years ago when SUFIJONOV was 10 years old. They're from a similar part of the world. He would have looked up to him, there's no question about that. And now you find yourself in a ring with him, it's not easy. And that was the best action of the round there from SUFIJONOV. And there are the scores. A clean sweep for DUSMATOV, a 10-8 from the Sri Lankan judge. He won the round, but SUFIJONOV did enough there with that one attack, those couple of attacks.
Seconds out.
I think for that to be a 10-9 rather than a 10-8. And he's got to try and just build on that if he can in this second round.
Round two.
I said earlier in the week that Hugo de Cruz has had however many unanimous decision wins over 3 rounds of 30 points to 27 with all 5 judges, and DUSMATOV is another fighter in that bracket. And when you're in against him, I think it's easy for fighters to be a little bit mesmerised, and before too long they've lost the fight. It's just slipped away from them. You've got to do something to try and upset their rhythm. You've got to be bold, you've got to take some risks. You may well get picked off doing it, but if you're going to try and win, then that's really the only thing you can do. Looking for the jab there, SUFIJONOV. I don't think he quite got there, and then DUSMATOV replied with his, and then another one there. Just dipping in, just revolving around him. Right hand into the body there from SUFIJONOV into the final minute of round two. And he's tried to commit to his attacks as much as he can, I think, really, in this second round, the Tajik fight. You can't just take reckless risks. But the majority of the clean punches, again, have come from the fighter in red. He's just so good at picking the caps. He's so good at judging the distance. He's so good at closing that gap and getting in and out. Good left hand there from SUFIJONOV. And it was a better round for the blue corner. I don't think he's done enough to win it. And this is kind of the problem. And there you have it. Split scoring, though.
Seconds out.
You're making the adjustments. You just feel like maybe you're beginning to get somewhere. And it's too late.
Third and final round.
And that is the thing about this three-round format. It is very, very unforgiving. Adjustments have to be made incredibly quickly. Jab to the body there from the Uzbek in red. Look, if that left hand there, SUFIJONOV didn't quite manage to land it. Follows it up with the right, followed by the left. This is good. That was a strong right hand to land it there. He put the punches together and he pursued his man. Couple of phases of attack, and that's what really did it for him. Little raiding left hand down to the body. He needs to try and build on this if he can. It's a long shot now because he's 2 points down with 4 judges, but he just wants to finish strong here. Career-wise, this will give him a lot of confidence going forward. And that's it, nice dip of the knees and a left hand into the body. This is good stuff from SUFIJONOV midway through the final round. Looking for that left hand over the top, didn't quite manage to land it. He's having a good round here, though. The fighter in blue. DUSMATOV just on the move a little bit there, just looking outside of the ring. And given the success he's had in this final round, this is one of those fights where SUFIJONOV might look back on this and just wonder why he didn't just be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit earlier on. Good jab there again. DUSMATOV was closing the gap, and that time he got the lead hand out there, SUFIJONOV, and caught him on the way in. Well, final few seconds of round 3. It's been a good fight. And there goes the bell. It's a good finish to the fight from SUFIJONOV as well. I would give him that final round. But it's not going to be enough, given the state of the scoring. And in any case, the judges may well not agree with me, but I thought he landed some good shots in that final round. Tried to sustain the pressure, and I think did that for a good spell in the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest via split decision and heading into our semi-finals. In the red corner, representing Uzbekistan, Hasanboy DUSMATOV.
And 4 of the 5 judges gave that final round to SUFIJONOV, so that's a good performance from him in that 3rd and final round. You could argue, of course, that DUSMATOV is up on the cards and didn't need to do too much, but I think he just faded a bit in that final round because SUFIJONOV put it on him, and the 19-year-old landed some decent shots, particularly a strong right hand at one point, and he should take a lot of encouragement from that. But DUSMATOV is through to the semi-finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next quarter-final bout in Ring A is in the 51-kilogram flyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from the UAE is Sultan Al-Wali. Introducing to you first and into the red corner representing Armenia, Rudolf GARBOYAN.
And GARBOYAN we saw get past Armando dos Reis of Portugal. He's a Euro under-23 gold medalist last year. 23 years old from Gyumri in Armenia.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Cuba, Mejias Salfran GIOVIS. Your judges for the contest come from Romania, Colombia, Afghanistan, Tajikistan and Egypt.
Sensational performance in this ring yesterday from Mejias GIOVIS of Cuba. He was in with Martin Molina, a very, very experienced, much decorated, really good fighter. And he cut him down in the first round. It was not what I was expecting to see. And he had a good win as well against Nijay Husseinov of Azerbaijan, 4-3 in his first fight. So looking forward to seeing him again. This is his first real venture onto the major international stage.
Round 1.
So into the first, GARBOYAN Armenia in the red, GIOVIS Cuba in the blue. These two just having a look at each other, early stages here. Right hand, I think, landed there from GIOVIS. He's flicking that jab up from the waist. GARBOYAN just inching his way forward. Let's go with a jab to the body, didn't quite get there. 2 minutes in, right hand to the body there from GIOVIS, but nothing major landed here. The Cuban's ahead because he's touched that body a couple of times, but nothing more than that really. GARBOYAN has let a couple go, and the referee's telling them they need to engage more, and he's right, they do, because it's fine having a look, but no one's really making the commitment here. He just took his fingers slightly closer there, GIOVIS, and landed the combination to the body. He's been cautious here, GARBOYAN, and as I've said many times before the last couple of days, you don't want to be too reckless, and right on cue there he came in, his feet came a bit square and he got caught. And he'll know what GIOVIS did to Martin Molina, but he's going to drop this first round without taking anything out of GIOVIS. Right hand to the body again there from the Cuban. And there's another flurry, jab to the body, and maybe he's just finding a bit of rhythm towards the end of the first here. And it's GIOVIS just raiding in from the outside, who significantly outlanded his opponent there, from what I saw. It's split scoring though, GIOVIS picking up 3 cards, GARBOYAN picking up 2. I think that's a good result for GARBOYAN. It keeps him in it, absolutely keeps him in it. Very long way to go, there's 2 rounds to go of course, but
Seconds out.
I pretty much expected to see him.
Round 2.
Dropped that round with all of the judges, but GARBOYAN inching forward, did let his hands go at time, not with any great effect, I didn't think. There's that right hand into the body. And similar, this second round to the first. Right hand into the body there from GIOVIS. Every now and again the Cuban is prepared to make that commitment with his feet and get a little bit closer. Right hand into the body again there. GARBOYAN did there, but his left hand just slid over the shoulder. He's less prepared to do it though. Left hand up top from GARBOYAN, maybe got through. Midway through the contest. There's that right hand into the body once again from the Cuban. It's a scoring shot. Right hand to the body again there. And that exchange on the inside. Again, it's the Cuban who gets the better of it. GARBOYAN is the one who's holding the centre, and for the most part is on the front foot. And sometimes judges can like that, but you just got to look for what lands. And again, the Cuban lands to the body there. GARBOYAN comes back with the left hand, which, again, it was hard to tell whether that got through or not. Again there, just dips his knees, right hand into the body. The corner liked it, and it's been a productive punch for him, that's for sure. Final few seconds of the round, GARBOYAN just trying to work away to the body up close. That was a bit cheeky from GIOVIS on the inside there, just gave him a tap on the cheek. There goes the bell. So not a great deal of difference between the first and second rounds there. Again, for me, GIOVIS has just dipped in from the outside every now and again, landed some tidy enough, clean enough shots, and done enough to take that round, but we'll see.
Seconds out.
And the judges at ringside, all five this time, have gone in favour of GARBOYAN.
Third and final round.
So the upshot of that is that he's got a 2-point lead, GARBOYAN, with two judges. The other three cards are poised at 19 apiece, so GIOVIS needs all of those, or two of those, to take it to the bout review. 3-2 either way, and it'll go to bout review, and those extra scores outside the ring. It's not how I'm reading this, I have to be honest with you. I feel in both of those rounds that GIOVIS has quite clearly outlanded GARBOYAN, who's been on the front foot, but you can't give people rounds just for coming forward. But it is a subjective discipline scoring, that much we do know. There's a flurry from GIOVIS. But he's behind the game here of these two. Right hand there from GIOVIS. There's not been much head punching in this fight. That's one thing that you do notice. We haven't seen the head snap back hardly at all. Flurry there from GARBOYAN. I think one of those probably got through. These two just engaging a little bit more now. Strong right hand there from GIOVIS. Midway through round three, and this was still very much in the balance. 2-point lead on two cards for GARBOYAN, the other three level going into this round. If it finishes 3-2 in either direction, then we go to the bout review, and that's what he's going to have to try and force here, GIOVIS, and then take it to those extra scores. GARBOYAN just trying to get through up top. GIOVIS going down to the body into the final minute. Working his hands there, GARBOYAN, but I don't think they really reached. The left hand definitely did reach there, though. That was a good shot from the Armenian. And GIOVIS just getting a grip of his opponent's right arm there. GARBOYAN just maybe beginning to get on top of him a bit physically towards the end of the round here. Just letting his hands go. If he can finish strong here, but GARBOYAN, then I think he can put this to bed. Just signs there that he might be able to do that. He has been putting that front foot pressure on right throughout the fight. Maybe now it's just beginning to tell on the Cuban. The final 10 seconds. And just letting those hands go, GARBOYAN. Time for one more flurry, maybe. Left hand on the inside, but then will comes back from GIOVIS. The left hand lands right on the bell there. And that's a good finish to the round from GARBOYAN. And that could be quite telling. Just removing those gloves. Strong finish to the round there for GARBOYAN. And I think that could well do it for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this contest via unanimous decision, and now proceeding into the semi-finals. In the red corner, representing Armenia, Rudolf GARBOYAN.
So GARBOYAN gets it by unanimous decision. 2 rounds to 1 with 4 of the judges, 3 rounds to 0 with the judge from Tajikistan. Close rounds, the first 2 particularly close rounds. And it's the fighter in red from Armenia who goes through to the next stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next quarter-final bout in Ring A is in the 57-kilogram featherweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Morocco is Oumeima Semlali. Introducing first, coming into the red corner, representing Kazakhstan, Orazbek ASSYLKULOV.
So into the featherweight division, ASSYLKULOV up against Martinez. And these two have scored a fantastic knockout each so far in the fights they've had. ASSYLKULOV with that scything left against Mikhailo Dlamini yesterday. Martinez against Jason Mamo.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Spain, Carlos Bernard Martinez.
So here's ASSYLKULOV, silver at the Asian Championships last year, and a couple of wins so far, a UD, and as I said, that first round knockout was absolutely brutal.
Your judges for this contest come from Serbia, Afghanistan, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan and Tunisia.
And here's Martinez with that knockout against Mamo, just drew him on, put him down with the left hand, put him down hard in the second round, and he had a UD against Sergio Rodriguez Mendez. So it's Kazakhstan against Spain here.
Round 1.
So into the first, ASSYLKULOV in the red, Martinez in the blue. Featherweight division quarter finals. Just reaching for that right hand a bit there, Martinez, didn't land it. Carries that lead left hand right out in front of him at times. That's high guard, a lot of body on display there. It's staying for the pair of them actually, although ASSYLKULOV's got that left hand locked and loaded a bit lower, and the referee just telling them to get on with it. Left hand into the body there from ASSYLKULOV, and they respond to her instruction. Decent pressure here from ASSYLKULOV. He's just backed his man up into the corner, looking to try and let that left hand go, and I think a couple got through there. Looking for that long right hand to the body. He's trying to keep it on the outside here, Martinez, a lot of the time. He's not quite reaching. ASSYLKULOV just shaping. Little stutter. These little feints, that kind of frenetic movement. We've seen that a few times from him, and it's designed really to try and induce a bit of panic in his opponent. They feel like anything could happen at any second. Bell goes at the end of the round. Not an enormous amount did happen in that first round, but ASSYLKULOV just looked like the boss, didn't he? He landed some decent enough shots. But with those feet, he's just manoeuvring Martinez around the ring.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So into the second round. And the score's all going ASSYLKULOV's way in that first round. Martinez is coming out a little bit more aggressive. Bit of a messy start to the round. Again, Martinez just kind of in that crouch. He's looking for that lead hand. That one may just about have landed. ASSYLKULOV with that lead hand low, that left hand cocked. It's just a little bit looser. Catches that right hand, straight left hand there from ASSYLKULOV was a good shot, and again he just catches Martinez with the left. Martinez looks to engage himself, but when it kicks off like that, when the touch paper gets lit and the gloves start flying, it's ASSYLKULOV who you would back. Long left hand, took his feet in nicely, and again there into the final minute of round 2. And ASSYLKULOV again in that second round just dictated terms. The problem he's got on Martinez is that when he does look to close that gap and let his hands go, he comes off second best, because in that situation ASSYLKULOV's got the quicker hands of the two.
Seconds out. Third and final round.
Right-handed to the body there from Martinez. Third and final round between these two. He's behind the game here, Martinez. 2 rounds down with all of our judges. ASSYLKULOV of Kazakhstan in the red is leading by that healthy margin, and he's controlled the fight really. He hasn't thrown bundles of punches. What you see at elite international amateur boxing is that a lot of the time it is about the feet. You can control a fight with your feet. You can just apply that pressure. You can occupy your opponent. You can make them think about you more than they're thinking about what they're going to do to you. And that's exactly what ASSYLKULOV does. He's hanging on the back foot a little bit here, Martinez. He wants to jump in from distance, but when he does there, it's a difficult thing for him to pull off. He turns southpaw here, and you just look at those front feet. That front foot, rather, from ASSYLKULOV. It's just creeping in inch by inch by inch. Right hand just flicked up from the waist there from ASSYLKULOV. Martinez trying to bring it a bit more in this third round. There's a 1-2 from the Kazakh fighter. Combination from Martinez, nice quick hands. And trying to throw that right hand off the back foot. There's ASSYLKULOV again with that deliberately rapid foot movement. And just pulling those hands out. Martinez just pushed back into the ropes. And the final bell is upon us any second now. And there it goes, and that is going to be a win for the red corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest via unanimous decision and proceeding into the semi-finals in the red corner, representing Kazakhstan, Orazbek ASSYLKULOV.
Clean set of cards, 30 points to 27 with all 5 judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest in Ring A is the quarterfinal of the 57 kilogram featherweight division. And your referee in charge of the action from Azerbaijan is Faud Aslanov. Introducing to you first, coming into the red corner representing Russia, Andrei PEGLIVANIAN. And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Mozambique, Rugoberto Armando SIGAUQUE.
So Andrei PEGLIVANIAN of Russia up against Armando SIGAUQUE of Mozambique here. And a lot of fans in cheering on the Russian.
Your judges for the contest come from Palestine, Latvia, Sri Lanka, Tunisia and Colombia.
So SIGAUQUE, an all-African silver medalist, has boxed at the World Championships and the Commonwealths. PEGLIVANIAN back in 2020 was European junior champ. A couple of years later, European under-22 gold medalist. They both won 2 fights each. SIGAUQUE against Australia and Kenya. PEGLIVANIAN against Malawi by stoppage and by unanimous decision against Brazil.
Round 1.
So PEGLIVANIAN in the red, SIGAUQUE Mozambique in the blue. Good performance from SIGAUQUE against Nguku of Kenya in his last fight. He was really enjoying himself in there. The longer the fight went on, the more confident he became. His teammate Thiago Muxanga is in action in this ring a little bit later on as well, at light middleweight. So it's been a good competition for Mozambique so far. Bundled to the ground there, PEGLIVANIAN. The gloves will just get wiped off by the referee. Physical difference between these two is pretty obvious. PEGLIVANIAN is a good bit taller, boxes quite tall as well. Looks for that long 1-2, doesn't quite get there. SIGAUQUE just trying to fly in from the outside. Looked like he might be about to have a bit of success, but he's open when he does that. He has to be careful. He nearly walked straight onto one there from PEGLIVANIAN. So there goes the bell at the end of round one. SIGAUQUE threw plenty off the back foot. Was out of range on most of it, but he did commit at times. PEGLIVANIAN kept his shape nicely. Didn't land an enormous amount of clean shots himself, but I think did enough there to take that opening round. And the Russian fans have turned up in increasing numbers during the week. 10-9s across the board there for PEGLIVANIAN. Their team are responding as well, because in Ring A in particular, we've had some very, very good performances from Russian fighters.
Round two.
Chopping down with the right hand there, PEGLIVANIAN. Turning around that front foot. He missed with the right. The right hand coming over the top there from SIGAUQUE. Looking for that big right hand over the top, SIGAUQUE. He caught one around the back of the head there. He signalled to the referee. He was right too. That was immediately above us and we could see that. Right hand into the body. Good chopping right there from PEGLIVANIAN. It's the final minute of round two. PEGLIVANIAN with a left to the body. Long right hand there from PEGLIVANIAN was a good shot. He's a correct kind of fighter, keeps it side on, doesn't overreach much. You don't see him go over the top of that front foot really, balance-wise. Keeps those feet underneath him. SIGAUQUE just on the borderline of range there. Did land the right hand and lands another one there, dips off to his left and throws it over the top. He comes in from some unusual angles at times. Totally different kind of fighter to the person in front of him. And both landing the right hand simultaneously there, I think, into the final few seconds of round two. PEGLIVANIAN taking the opening round across the board.
Seconds out.
Russian fans out in force this week. Murat Gassiev will be in this ring on Friday night in IBA Pro, challenging Bulgaria's Kubak Pulev for that
final round
WBA World Heavyweight title, and it's 10-9 again for Peglivanian. He's very competitive in this fight, SIGAUQUE, but the problem he's got is that Peglivanian is, as I said, he's well set up. He's got the height and reach on him. He's capable of using it. Just lets that nice loose 1-2 go there. SIGAUQUE is doing everything he can to close that gap. And it's not that he isn't having some successes at times, but he's in with a well-schooled, well-drilled, disciplined fighter. And those straight punches are generally always going to land before the wider ones. Good right hand there from SIGAUQUE, but then he just got his feet stuck slightly and Peglivanian repaid him. Good right hand there from SIGAUQUE. Right hand on the inside again from SIGAUQUE. Peglivanian just pumping out that 1-2. Good jab there from him. SIGAUQUE ends up going down. That's just a bit of a physical clash there, a loss of balance. Left to the body from SIGAUQUE. He's got a real engine on him. That's one thing you notice. Yesterday, he was getting stronger and stronger as the fight went on, and he's still full of gas here into the final minute. Snatches with that right hand a little bit, doesn't really shoot it through straight, as we saw there. And he's going to make Peglivanian work hard right up until the very end here. He's done it all the way through. Left to the body there from SIGAUQUE. Right hand over the top lands, and he'll just let those hands go. Left to the body there from Peglivanian, who then tries to get a hold of him and walk him back to the ropes to nick a bit of a breather, I think. But SIGAUQUE wasn't having any of it. Left hand into the body, and again there. But that's good for Peglivanian, just dipping at the waist, managing to avoid 2, 3, 4 of those big strong hooks there from SIGAUQUE. And then he just gets tagged with a couple of decent shots there, SIGAUQUE, as he misses with a bit of a wild hook, but again he just keeps throwing. Another left hand comes back from SIGAUQUE. A good right hand comes in from Peglivanian, and they just exchange right until the very end. Good fight to watch, good competitive fight. There's a clear winner in it, but it was a good competitive fight. And he made him work very hard there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest by unanimous decision and proceeding into the semi-finals is in the red corner, representing Russia, Andrei PEGLIVANIAN.
Thank you.
So Peglivanian gets it, and looking at the scorecards there, 3-0 with 4 of the judges and 2-1 with the other. So it's another win for Russia. But that was a good, spirited performance there from SIGAUQUE. I think will really grow from his experiences in this competition. And next we head into the light welterweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is the quarterfinal in the 63.5 kilogram light welterweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Tajikistan is Akmaljon Abdullayev. Introducing into the ring first and into the red corner, representing Zambia, Emmanuel KATEMA. And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Serbia, Pavel Fedorov.
So KATEMA up against Fedorov here. KATEMA of Zambia with a tremendous finish in his previous fight in this ring. A knockout in the second round against Charles de Oliveira of Brazil. A chopping right hand putting his man flat on his back. And this is Fedorov, who's had 2 wins by UD.
Your judges for this contest come from Egypt, Kazakhstan, Romania, Armenia and Morocco.
He also beat Stelios Kirsanidis of Greece in his first fight. KATEMA. He's an all-action kind of a fighter, but as I said in his previous fight, he does still have a decent enough technique on him. Fedorov is very balanced, throws that jab, 1-2, quite robotic, but in a good way. He's well drilled. He knows what he is as a fighter, which is always important. Beat Lucas Villalba comfortably last time we saw him. It could be quite a good blend of styles, this, because Fedorov, as I say, if you've not watched it before, you'll see what I mean quite rapidly. The one thing I would say is that I don't think he really extends with that jab and really boxes his height necessarily, but he does keep his feet underneath him. And what KATEMA needs to do is try and get him disorganised.
Round 1.
He needs to get on him and see if he can disrupt that shape. KATEMA in red, Fedorov in blue. And that's exactly what KATEMA is looking to do here. And he's just tucking up there, Fedorov. And he's got long arms. And he's signalling to the referee that he got one on the top of the head. And KATEMA just trying to pour in that right hand. And this is more what Farahat Manola of Uganda did against Fedorov in Fedorov's opening fight, where I felt he was maybe a little bit lucky to get the decision. Looking to get his own right hand away there, Fedorov. But as I say, he does tuck up well. KATEMA hasn't given him a chance to do all that much in this round so far. Jab to the body there from the Zambian. And jab to the body from Fedorov. Left hand there from KATEMA, and down goes Fedorov. That was a good shot on the inside. I think he was just opening out himself. And he got dumped on his backside. And as the referee called the fight over, I think the referee has called the fight over, has he? Because Fedorov can't quite believe what is happening here. He's been given the count because he's been knocked down. And the protestation here suggests to me that the referee has told him that the fight is finished. And if it has, then I can understand the objection. That was a really, really good shot from KATEMA. And down he went, and he gets back up. He stayed down for the 8 count because that's a sensible thing to do. Just gives you a chance to clear your head. If you get back up quickly and your legs wobble, then it definitely is over. So that's the sensible thing to do. His eyes look clear, he looked pretty solid to me, and I can understand that. This is a World Championship quarter-final, and he needs to be given a chance there, Fedorov. I'm all for fighter safety, but he has to be given a chance there, and I can understand the dismay, I really can.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by RSC in round 1 in the red corner, representing Zambia, Emmanuel KATEMA.
Fedorov still just speaking to the referee, but let's concentrate on that left hand from KATEMA, because it was a very well delivered punch. He got on top of Fedorov, he got inside, and he let that left hand go, and it put him down pretty hard. But I think he's going to be stewing over that for a good while there, Pavel Fedorov. That's it. Good punch, down he goes. As he goes down, he puts out his left glove, and that shows you, that tells you that he's totally there, he's completely with it. He was put down hard because he was maybe caught a little bit tall, he was coming forward himself. But if you see somebody put their glove out to break their fall, you know that tensile strength is basically still there, that he's not really hurt, and he has to be given a chance there. I don't want to be too critical of the referee. They make a decision and they make it based on what they feel is best for the safety of the fighter, but I can understand why Fedorov is so upset there. But KATEMA now through to the semi-finals, a guaranteed bronze medal, a guaranteed $75,000 US, and that is what is on offer here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest in Ring A is the quarter-final for the 63.5 kilogram light welterweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Tunisia is Chokri Aridi. Introducing first, coming into the red corner, representing Azerbaijan, Maksud KHASMETOV.
So we've got Maksud KHASMETOV of Azerbaijan up against Omar LIVAZA of Kyrgyzstan here. Just looking for some sign of Maksud KHASMETOV. Beat Pacific Niyonzima by knockout, single right hand in round 3 in his first fight, although he did get dropped in the second round. Beat Ruslan Gafarov of Tajikistan by unanimous decision yesterday.
Introducing into the red corner, representing Azerbaijan, Maksud KHASMETOV.
So hopefully that does the trick. We did have an early finish in that previous fight. And the sign bearer has just come hurtling down the runway, and KHASMETOV is right behind her.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Omar LIVAZA.
National champion last year, KHASMETOV.
Your judges for this contest come from Sri Lanka, Egypt, Italy, Latvia and the UAE.
LIVAZA, the reigning Asian under-22 champion. He's had an interesting tournament, beat Anas Sleeman of Palestine. That was quite straightforward. Then a unanimous decision win against Sayat Ilyasov of Uzbekistan. but my information is that he got buzzed by a few right hands, then a 5-2 win against Narek Hovhannisyan, 3-2 at ringside in his favour, went to the extra scores, which just compounded the win. He lost the first round 4-1, won the second 3-2, then swept the third, so he had to come from behind there, basically.
Round one.
So in the red, KHASMETOV, in the blue, LIVAZA. And got caught on the way forward there. KHASMETOV was looking to launch that attack. And LIVAZA just stepped off and managed to find him with a couple. And he's looking aggressive in the early stages here, KHASMETOV. He's looking to kind of stuttering with the jab there, KHASMETOV, and lets LIVAZA have a couple of cheeky ones on the inside. Right hand into the body was strong, but as he came in, he got caught by a left hand there from LIVAZA. The attacks are quite obvious from KHASMETOV when he launches them, because so much effort goes into them. Strange manoeuvre there from him, double right hand lead as he just stooped over and came in with his head, right hand into the body, but he is having some success here. LIVAZA is looking to keep his nerve, pull the feet out, does that very effectively there, just that nice little double movement with the feet, because KHASMETOV to just sail past him, couldn't quite catch him on the way past. Left to the body there, again as he throws that double right hand lead. It's the final minute of the first round. He got caught a couple of times as he came in there, KHASMETOV. Timeout. And there's a little nick, I think. And it's from a head clash. The referee just giving the signal down to the officials at ringside. Doesn't seem to be too much blood going on there. The doctor having a good look. Final few seconds of round one. Let's go with the right hand there, and that heads clash again. And with KHASMETOV's style, that's going to be a danger, because he does close that gap quick. I wouldn't say he brings the head in low, but he closes it quick. And if you don't give ground, then you just collide with each other. He made a lot of the running in that first round, KHASMETOV. He was aggressive, but LIVAZA catches him with a good left hand there and caught him a good few times. Let's have a look for the head clash. And that's it there on the inside, I think. It doesn't take a lot, but the damage isn't all that severe. There are the scores, and LIVAZA gets it.
Seconds out.
4-1. KHASMETOV has got to keep doing what he's doing here, though. Maybe try and do it with a bit more guile, but he is pretty direct.
Round 2.
And if he can keep this up engine-wise, then it may well take its toll on LIVAZA. If he can keep adjusting his feet, LIVAZA, and catching KHASMETOV on the way in like he did there, then that's the key to success for him. He doesn't want to get dragged into too much of this, because on the inside, KHASMETOV will try and get a hold of him, wrestle him, sap his energy. Really, he wants to stay as far away from him as possible, while still within punching range, if that makes sense. And takes his feet back out there. Looking to lead off with the right uppercut there, LIVAZA. A slightly laboured look about it, and the pace has dipped a bit. KHASMETOV not springing in from the outside with quite such alacrity just at the minute, and LIVAZA maybe just looking to take the middle himself slightly. Right hand lead, and then he climbs into a left hand there, KHASMETOV, so maybe I spoke slightly too soon. And again, KHASMETOV there just pushing off with the forearms and takes him down, and that's roughhouse stuff, and the referee, I'm sure, is going to have a word about that, because that is just a straightforward stone-cold foul. Well, he doesn't have a word, and he can't be letting that kind of thing go, I don't think, because he's trying to get on top of his man, and again, he gets in close there, and he's trying to have a wrestle and impose himself physically. Left hand there from LIVAZA, because there was no call to break. The ref just letting them sort it out themselves, and again, the head's just kind of rubbing together, and he's got him in a headlock, and he's hitting him with the right hand, and he's got to start doing something about this, because for me, this is just constant infringement. And again, he's got him in a headlock there, and he kind of gestures as if to say, well, what can I do? Well, there's plenty you can do. Trying to keep that head on the move there, KHASMETOV. LIVAZA just turning him onto the ropes. Final few seconds of round 2. Good left hand there from LIVAZA. KHASMETOV again has been very aggressive, but I don't remember too much really clean work he's done in that round. The clean punches that stick in the memory there did come from the blue corner. Let's see what the judges do with it. He was on the front foot, he was coming forward relentlessly, KHASMETOV. And just there, something like that, that's an obvious foul. I'm not saying you should take a point for that, but it's a very obvious foul. And let's have a look at the scores. Split scoring, 3-2 in favour of KHASMETOV, and what that does, it means that going into the
seconds out,
third and final round, LIVAZA has got a 2-point lead with 2 judges, KHASMETOV a 2-point lead with 1 judge, and 2 cards of 19.
Third and final round.
If LIVAZA takes them both, then he'll win this on a 4-1 split. If he takes one, then it will be 3-2 to him. If KHASMETOV takes both, it'll be 3-2 to him. And in either situation, we will go to the added scores. So all on this final round. KHASMETOV will just keep doing what he's been doing right from the very start. LIVAZA has just got to try and retain his composure here and his technique and just see if he can land some telling blows, just taking those feet back, stepping off to the side as his man comes steaming in on him. That's what this is about now. He's in the fires here, LIVAZA, because KHASMETOV will make it very, very hot. And again, he just gets a hold of him and pulls him into the ropes. That was a little bit laboured from LIVAZA, and KHASMETOV again just comes forward. And LIVAZA is just beginning to look slightly fatigued here. He's got to hold that shape. And the head just coming up underneath the chin there of LIVAZA. Right hand into the body there of KHASMETOV as the heads rub together on the inside. And personally, I think the referee's letting KHASMETOV get away with almost everything here. The left hand down the middle from LIVAZA. Minute remaining. And again he comes forward there, KHASMETOV. LIVAZA lands that time. He's still looking very strongly as airy, isn't he? Plenty of energy left in the tank. And again he's just pushing off with the heel of the glove there. And I'm all for referees letting fighters fight, but at some point you have to have a word. Left hand into the stomach there for LIVAZA. And again it's the same thing, just the forearm, the heel of the glove. Short right hand on the inside there from KHASMETOV, and he's made it hot, he's made it rough in this final round. 10 seconds. LIVAZA thinks he's caught him there and does catch him again. KHASMETOV just steaming in. Right until the very last, there goes the bell. A touch of gloves between the two. Wholehearted effort from the pair of them, they're both celebrating the win. Well, we will see. 2-1 up. LIVAZA going into the final round with 2 cards level. We could be heading for a bout review here. It depends on the final round scoring. Again, I felt like LIVAZA picked the better punches in that final round, but KHASMETOV was just relentlessly coming forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest via split decision, and now proceeding to the semi-finals. In the blue corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Omar LIVAZA.
LIVAZA gets it. KHASMETOV just off camera there, can't believe it. He believes he's done enough to win the fight. It was a close fight, there were close rounds, but LIVAZA, for me, was the one who did the cleaner punching. KHASMETOV was very aggressive, he steamed forward all of the time, but you can't just give people rounds for coming forward. He doesn't want to leave the ring here. He feels that he's been very hard done by. I think if anything, he got off quite lightly because the referee had numerous opportunities to warn him about all sorts of infringements and didn't. He's going to have to leave the ring at some point. He put everything into that, and he's disappointed. And you understand it, but he's going to have to make way, I'm afraid. Well, the officials are just going to have to encourage him to vacate the ring here, because we have other fights that we need to get into the ring, and of course he's disappointed, and I do understand that. I think everybody understands it, but you don't want to hold up the rest of the competition, and thankfully he's decided to Just get onto the apron, walk down the steps. It's a bitter pill to swallow sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest in Ring A is the quarterfinal in the 71 kilogram light middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Colombia is Juan Carlos Fernandez Mora. Introducing first into the red corner representing Turkmenistan, BAYRAMDURDY NURMUHAMMEDOV. And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Spain, BERNAD Martinez.
This is BAYRAMDURDY NURMUHAMMEDOV of Turkmenistan. Wins against Alban Bakiri and Muslim Maksudi so far.
Your judges for this contest come from Morocco, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Serbia and Armenia.
From Ashgabat, NURMUHAMMEDOV, last 16 of the World Boxing World Championships in September. He's had an eventful couple of fights, Martinez. Second round knockout against Jonathan Mwinga, beautiful left-hand counter, sent his man crashing down. And then yesterday against Rupasara of Sri Lanka, there was a head clash after 42 seconds, and you can just see it there. But when he turns around, you'll be able to see it. It's kind of near the bridge of the nose. It's on that left eye. The doctor stopped it. He was ahead and he got the win. So he didn't take anything out of the tank there, but there's obviously the physical damage.
Round one.
So NURMUHAMMEDOV, Turkmenistan in the red, Martinez, Spain in the blue. To extend the jab there, Martinez. It's such an obvious target, that damage to the eye for NURMUHAMMEDOV. I guess he just has to try and ignore that. If he manages to hit it straight on the button, then absolutely ideal, but you can just see it. It's like a bullseye in the middle of that eyebrow, because if he opens that up with a punch and the fight gets stopped, then he wins. Trying to rip with the lead hook there, Martinez didn't quite manage it. I think there's a bit of blood coming from the cut already, because every now and again you've got the guard up there, your own gloves will bang into it. Left hand, I don't know if it really landed clean, but he rolled away after it. That right hand landed. NURMUHAMMEDOV just trying to put the pressure on here, punching a bit harder than I've seen him in the first couple of rounds. He was slightly tippy-tappy at times. Martinez banging away to the body. They're well matched, these two, by the look of it, into the final minute of this first round. There's a lead right hook, and that's exactly the kind of shot that's going to catch that danger area. That's 10 seconds. Nurmuhamedov just taking his feet a little bit closer, then launching that left hand on the inside. He's put some good pressure on in this round, Nurmuhamedov. Martinez just firing off the back foot. That's more his style. Nurmuhamedov, as I say, putting on some good front foot pressure, but he did land some decent shots there, the fighter in blue, so not a great deal to pick between the two of them. What you're always looking for are scoring punches. Let's have a look at the scores there. So there's 3 in favour of Nurmuhamedov, 2 in favour of Martinez.
Seconds out.
Scoring punches, punches landing with the knuckle part of the glove on the target area, which is the torso on the front and the side of the head. That is what you are looking for.
Round 2.
As for how they land and what it looks like, that's not really important. It's what lands that matters. And that's the primary criteria. But of course, if you can't separate fighters on that, then you are looking at tactics, ring craft, and work rate. Nurmuhamedov has started the round quickly. Blood coming from the cut now. I don't think it'll be long before the referee sends him over to the corner. There's not that much of it. Good left hand there from Martinez. There doesn't need to be. Well, good exchanges between these two. Really good stuff in this round so far. Right hand there from Martinez. Right hand lands again from the Spanish fighter. And the referee's resisting the temptation here to send him over to the doctor, and that's good because he's just kind of dabbed at it, wiped it away. There's not that much blood there, and he's just going to let them fight. And it's a clean fight, this too. They're not really giving the referee any reason to get involved, and so he isn't. Left hand into the body there from Nurmuhamedov, and this is a sapping round, 90 seconds into it. A lot has been thrown already, and both of them just trying to see if they can make a dent in the other here. This is an absolutely crucial stage of the contest, split scoring in that first round, remember. Is there a little nick to the left thigh of Nurmuhamedov, or is that transfer? Quite difficult to tell. Left hand from Martinez just wings over the top of the head of Nurmuhamedov. I think he might have a little cut on the corner of his left eye, Nurmuhamedov. This is the final minute. And the tempo's been high in this round. There's really nothing in it. Good left hand there from Martinez. That was a decent shot. Now he's been shown to the corner. It's Nurmuhamedov who's going to have the doctor have a quick look at him. I think it's just on the bottom corner of the eye, so it's going to run clear of the eye. It won't obscure the vision. And our doc at ringside will just tidy that up. So it's almost level pegging in terms of the damage, and they've done well with that because it's not opened up at all. It's got that little strip of tape on it. That's perfectly allowed. And it stayed in place, which is amazing, really, when you think about it. Good combination there from Nurmuhamedov. This has been a really good round. final few seconds of round 2. And these two have been right on each other from the beginning of the round. Good stuff, really good fight to watch this. And they're just trying to wipe that blood away from the corner of the eye. So split scoring again, 4-1 in favour of Nurmuhamedov, which means that heading into the final round, he's up on 2 cards, 20 points to 18. The other 3 are level, 19 apiece.
Seconds out. Third and final round.
So 3 minutes to go here. Nurmuhamedov with the advantage. He's in the red. Martinez, Spain, is in the blue. And the styles are blended well here, these two southpaws. Left hand over the top there from Martinez. I think that was a little bit around the top, around the back of the head. There was nothing deliberate about it. Nurmuhamedov gesturing that to the referee. Short right hook there from Martinez. Trying to chop down with the left hand there, Martinez. Nurmuhamedov just staying right on him. Left to the body from the Spanish fighter. Nurmuhamedov just trying to get his own punches away. Martinez finding a little bit of space. Head bowed, the man in red continuing to come forward here. Right to the body though. I can see what the referee's saying there. Just managed to curl the left in around the back of the guard there, Nurmuhamedov. They've fought at a really good tempo, this. Fitness levels from these two are really, really good. A lot of punches have been thrown. Left hand there from Martinez, with Nurmuhamedov getting onto the inside. Good left hand to the body. Straight through the middle there from Nurmuhamedov into the final minute. .30 seconds to go. And that tape is finally dislodged from that cut of Martinez. Nurmuhamedov just looking to target the body. And he's going to be sent to the doctor here. That tape, as I say, finally coming loose. And that's some good work by the team, by the Spanish team to seal that cut up. And good work from Martinez as well to, I guess, protect it for the duration of the fight. It didn't seem possible, really. Final few seconds of what has been a very enjoyable contest between these two. Nurmuhamedov still just letting his hands go. He's been on the front foot all the way through the fight. Martinez has done some good work off that back foot at times. And there goes the bell. And real appreciation for each other there. And heading into that final round, Nurmuhamedov with an advantage with 2 of the judges, a 2-point advantage. The other 3 cards, 19 apiece. So Martinez needs to bag at least 2 of them. And then the 3-2 split would take it to bout review. And there wasn't much in that final round. There wasn't much in any of the rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest via split decision and now proceeding into the semi-finals. In the red corner, representing Turkmenistan, BAYRAMDURDY NURMUHAMMEDOV.
And he gets it on the cards, NURMUHAMMEDOV. The scoring in that final round was split. It was split 3-2 in favour of Martinez. So we had one round 3-2 in favour of NURMUHAMMEDOV. That was the first. The final round 3-2 in favour of Martinez. That middle round 4-1 in favour of NURMUHAMMEDOV. It was that kind of a fight. It was close all the way through. And the two extra scores, not that we needed them, just because it's interesting, they went different ways. So that shows you, good fight, really good fight. Shame to see Martinez go out. He's provided some entertainment with that fantastic knockout in his first fight, but he put everything into that, absolutely everything. So next up we've got Sergey Koldenkov and Thiago Mugsanga.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is the quarterfinal in the 71 kilogram light middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Kyrgyzstan is Bekzad Abdurashidov. Introducing first into the red corner representing Russia, Sergei Koldenkov. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Mozambique, Thiago Mugsanga.
So there's Koldenkov, big Yashpal of India. In his first fight, the Indian fighter unfortunately had to pull out with a shoulder injury round 2, and then a UD against Jean Carlos Ubanes of Colombia. And Russian fighters, as I keep saying, have turned it on in Ring A, they really have. And here's Mugsanga.
Your judges for the contest are from Palestine, the UAE, Azerbaijan, Tunisia and Sri Lanka.
So Mugsanga on the other side of the ring, just getting ready, getting his robe taken off. A little bit of nerves there on the face of Koldenkov. Nothing wrong with that. As fighters always tell us, fear is your friend. So long as you can control it, it gives you an edge. Mugsanga into the centre of the ring. Fantastic fight against Shavkat Boltayev in his second fight. Won that by 4-3. And then a disqualification yesterday. David Makamov was thrown out for use of the head. It was a slightly strange one. He didn't seem to be doing an enormous amount wrong, but the referee was on him about it right from the start and gave the warnings.
Round 1.
So Koldenkov, Russia in the red, Mugsanga, Mozambique in the blue. Swapping punches early on there. He's so solid when you look at him, Mugsanga. Yesterday, he was just loading up too much. He was looking for something huge all of the time, and he got too close. He didn't have enough room really to throw anything. He's got to give himself a little bit more space. Koldenkov physically is different. He's leaner, more willowy, but compared to Mugsanga, practically everybody is. It's good use of the right hand there from Koldenkov. what Koldenkov has got to do is keep Muksanga turning and moving. You cannot stand in front of somebody like this. He looks to launch that right hand. It'd be good to see him use that lead hand, Muksanga, try and use that jab just to work his way in, come in behind that left. It'll dress things up, distract the opponent, make the attacks not quite so easy to see. Koldenkov again in with a straight left hand. Down to the body, that was pretty much bang on the belt line, I think, there from Koldenkov. Looking for the uppercut there, Koldenkov, and then just turning around that right foot. The final minute of round one, and Muksanga's yet to really land anything. Koldenkov again just staying nice and calm under this front foot pressure, throws the combination. Muksanga goes to the body with the left hand. Good combination there from Koldenkov. Finished on the uppercut. You could just see the head rock back slightly. And he's keeping his shape, he's keeping his discipline here, Koldenkov. And Muksanga on the prowl. But hasn't provided too much of a threat in this opening round. Good left to the body there from Koldenkov. And again, bell goes in the end of the first round. That was good from the Russian. As you'd expect from somebody who's come up through that school, he is well drilled. His technique well honed. He stays side on and he's keeping it simple. Turning around that front foot. Jab, left hand out of the southpaw stance, and he's taken it 10-9 across the board there. It was an easy round to score.
Seconds out.
Every now and again he's stepping off and just finding a little bit more of an angle for a screw shot or an uppercut. And he needs his second round now, Muksanga.
Round two.
Got to try and use that jab a bit more, Muksanga, to work his way in, because if he doesn't, Koldenkov could just see him coming. Left hand from Koldenkov. He seems full of purpose, Muksanga, but he's got to try and work his way in a bit more, just covering off the movement and expecting that at some point Koldenkov will just cooperate and start holding his feet. Well, that's not going to happen. Left hand into the body there for Koldenkov. He's got to let his hands go here, Muksanga. As I say, it would be good to see that jab, but he just needs to try and be first. He's waited too long. Again, good movement there from Koldenkov. Straight left hand, got through a couple of times. Maybe that right hand was around the back of the head. The referee didn't call it, though. From Koldenkov's point of view here, he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He doesn't need to get greedy here and hold his feet, because that's what Muksanga wants him to do. Just fire off these combinations and step off. Left hand straight down the middle again there. And he's just trying to work Muksanga over a little bit here, Koldenkov. He needs to be slightly careful. And now he's just able to turn off the ropes. Good combination from Koldenkov. It's the final minute of round 2, and this has been a Koldenkov round again, and Muksanga needs to do something serious in the final minute if he's going to turn this one around. Otherwise, he's staring at a 2-point deficit with all of the judges heading into round 3. Right hand into the body there from Muksanga, just needs to try and follow that up. Koldenkov responds. Left hand there from Muksanga. Looking for the uppercut. Koldenkov fires that left in again. He's complaining to the referee, Muksanga, again about a punch around the back of the head, and it's never a good sign when a fighter is looking at the ref. Koldenkov just lets his hands go. 5-6 punch combination. Not all of them got through, but enough did. And again, he's won this round comfortably. It's a good performance from another young Russian here. And the first and second rounds were fairly similar. I think, if anything, Koldenkov put his hands together more in the second than he did in the first. That was a lovely kind of up jab, uppercut that he rocked the head back with. And we'll get the scores in a sec, but I think Muksanga basically needs a knockout in this final round. It's across the board again for Koldenkov, a couple of 10-8s in there. With a very good disciplined performance.
Seconds out.
And he just needs to keep that discipline, the red corner. Just keep doing exactly what he's been doing. Doesn't need to change a thing.
Third and final round.
And Muksanga has just got to be busier here now. He's got to let his hands go, just go for broke, throw caution to the wind. Right hand there, Muksanga, just trying to get on top of Koldenkov on the ropes here. A minute gone in round 3, and the Russian, as I said, just needs to avoid disaster in this final round. Chopping down with the left hand. Did he get caught a little bit there by left hand from Muksanga? His feet just seem to shift slightly. Muksanga just looking to rip with the uppercut off the back of the left hook and get on top of Koldenkov and manhandle him a bit here. And he's able to do it a bit more in this third round, but he's caught by a lovely combination there. That left hand followed by a right just stood him on his heels. He's giving it everything he's got here, Muksanga. Koldenkov just half turning his back there. Left hand from Koldenkov just rammed into the pit of the stomach of Muksanga. Banging away to the body there, Muksanga. So into the last 30 seconds, and he's all but there, Koldenkov. Good left hand again there as Muksanga comes in. The Russian supporters just urging him on towards his final belt. Good left hand, really good left hand, just drops Muksanga down to his knees. He was coming in, looking to throw his own right hand, and he came straight onto it. It was perfectly timed. The bell's about to go any second. And what a way to finish that is for Sergei Kolbenkov. That was a fantastic performance. Really good from the 21-year-old. Mutsanga could maybe have tried to set up his attacks a bit better. I think that's a fair comment, but at the same time, he was very disciplined. His technique was sound, he was accurate, he was composed, he was everything you could want him to be. And right at the end there, he just put that exclamation point on it with another beautifully delivered left hand, and he has won that at a canter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest via unanimous decision and proceeding into the semi-finals in the red corner, representing Russia, Sergei Kolbenkov.
Round of applause from Mutsanga, good sportsmanship, because that was a terrific performance from Kolbenkov. And he keeps the streak going in ring A. Russian fighters are having a right old time of it over here. Now we will head into the light heavyweight division as we have a look at the highlight reel. And there's that lovely left hand at the end there. Followed by the right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest in ring A is in the 80-kilogram light heavyweight division. And your referee in charge of the action from Kazakhstan is Ruslan Biboyev.
So into the light heavies we go. And a two-time Olympic champion is nearly upon us.
Introducing first, coming into the red corner, representing Cuba, Arlen Lopez.
That man is Arlen Lopez. Gold medals in 2016 and 2020, a mere bronze in 2024. He's got all of the medals and trophies you could want.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner, representing Tajikistan, Nekruz Salimov.
Boxed an absolute ton of WSB, Lopez as well. And like La Cruz, who's also here, Julio La Cruz has been a Cuba #1 for a long, long time, and still looks like there's plenty of gas left in him, plenty of desire. And here's Salimov, national champion, world championship experience in 2023, beat Anvar Nasruddinov, Asian Championships bronze medalist, and then Arjan Iseni of North Macedonia. Lopez getting past Bayram Malkan, and a walkover against Rida Jabbar, so he's had a little bit of a rest.
Your judges for this contest come from Romania, Italy, Colombia, Egypt and Afghanistan.
So Cuba in the red.
Round one.
Tajikistan in the blue. for the body early on there, Salimov. Cagey this in the opening stages. Little feint there from Lopez, and lets the left hand go. Didn't manage to land it. Right hand came back there from Salimov. That got through. Straight right hand, but the guard was up there from Lopez. It's the final minute of round one. Looking for the uppercut there, Lopez. Jab taken on the guard by Salimov. To the southpaw here, Lopez. Just looking for a way through towards the end of the round. Straight right hand, I think just about reached the target there from Salimov, who's been nice and neat and disciplined in this round. Defence has been good too, again, just blocked that left hand from Lopez. Last 10 seconds. Looking for the 1-2 there, Lopez. There goes the bell, and it's a pretty good opening round for the blue corner there by my reckoning. No one was really giving any ground there. Lopez was having a very, very close look. Didn't manage to get too much through. Salimov, I think, landed that right hand a few times. But there wasn't much in it. That left hand there was blocked by Salimov. Right hand there from Lopez did just sneak around the back of the guard. So split scoring in favour of Lopez. As I said, it's a close round.
Seconds out.
Didn't spend much time on his stall in between rounds there, Lopez. He's just standing in his corner, kind of staring down at Nekra Salimov.
Round two.
And he started southpaw in the second round, Lopez. Presumably he feels that after his experience of the first round that that's going to give him a better chance of success. Looking for that right hand, reaching forward a bit there, Salimov. Didn't quite get there with it. Single right hand there from Lopez. Back orthodox now. Salimov looking for that right. Weight just came over the top of the front foot a bit. You've got to keep your shape, you have to keep your discipline against someone like Lopez. Any mistake you make, he will punish you. Left hand to the body, I think, from the Cuban there. Landed. Uppercut on the inside from Lopez. Referee just telling them to engage a little bit more here. They're not going very long without throwing. They're right on top of each other, just trying to tempt each other in. Long right hand from Lopez. I don't think did hit the target. Into the second half of the round. Similar to the first round, this. Lopez is tucking up well as Salamov came in. Right hand from Lopez. And just ricocheted in off the guard. It's the final minute. Is one of these two going to try and just put their foot on the gas a bit in this final minute, because there's not much in this round again here. Cheeky little right hand on the inside there from Lopez. And the problem you've got if you're Salamov is, as much as you might want to do that, you know that doing that will take the risk of leaving gaps which will then be exploited. You gamble on the fact that this has been a tight round and you might just have done enough to get it. It's a difficult conundrum, really. And neither one of these two is really looking to finish with a flourish here. Maybe they will when they hear the 10-second clapper. Right hand chopping down there from Salamov did land. A smile and a nod there from Lopez, who looks for that left. There goes the bell, and again, that is a tight round. 3-2 split in Lopez's favour, remember, in round number one. And it's 3-2 again, but the composition of it is slightly different, and what that means is that Lopez is up on 2 cards, Salamov is up on 1 card,
Seconds out,
and the other 2 are level. So it's all up for grabs here. Final round, Arlen Lopez in the red for Cuba.
third and final round.
Nekros Salimov in the blue, representing Tajikistan. Is this going to explode into life in this final round, or are we going to see the same kind of round that we've seen in the first 2? Does one of these two want to roll the dice a bit? Left hand there from Lopez. Salimov just shut his own space down a bit there as he looks to throw that 1-2. It's been kind of an absorbing fight to watch because it's such fine margins. Right hand counter there from Salimov, maybe landed on the body. Right hand counter there from Lopez. Jab to the body there from Salimov. Looking for that long right hand, but again Lopez just tucking the chin in behind the shoulder and dipping off to his left. Managed to avoid it. We could well have a bout review here. If it's 3-2 either way, remember, that's what you get. It's very tight again, this third round. This is one of the closest fights we've had in this ring. It might be the closest. It's nip and tuck all the way. Right hand there from Salimov, I think, got through. Good jab there from Lopez. One, two from Salimov. The right hand seemed to land. 30 seconds remaining. Right hand came in from Lopez, followed by a left. Salimov, though, did a decent enough job of staying out of trouble there. He tries to land his own right hand, doesn't quite manage it. 10 seconds. Left hand to the body there from Lopez. Is there time for one more scoring shot from either one of these two? Lopez with the right hand on the inside, maybe. There goes the bell, and a touch of the gloves, and it's in the lap of the gods, really, or rather the hands of the judges. And going into that final round, Lopez was up on 2 cards, Salimov was up on 1 card, and 2 were drawn, so we'll have to wait and see how that final round goes. And it's bout review, and that comes as no surprise, because it was 3-2 split scoring in the first 2 rounds, and if you then get 3-2 overall, which we have, I don't know which way we have, but we have, it goes to bout review.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a bout review, the decision goes in favor of your winner via split decision. And now proceeding into the semi-finals. In the red corner, representing Cuba, Arlen Lopez.
Well, Lopez gets it, and Salimov is absolutely gutted, because he'll know how close he was there, and I'll tell you how close he was. It was 3-2 split scoring in that final round again, that time in favour of Salimov. That gave us an overall score, with the 5 scoring judges ringside, of 3-2 in Salimov's favour. It then went to the observer and the evaluator, and they both had it for Lopez. So the 3-2 at ringside was overturned to a 4-3 in favour of Lopez. It doesn't get any closer than that. 3-2 split scoring in all 3 rounds. And Lopez just squeaks through, and Salimov makes his way backstage, and the disappointment just written all over his face. My God, that was tight. You get to the end of every round there, and you just knew it could go either way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest in Ring A is the quarterfinal in the 80-kilogram light heavyweight division. And your referee in charge of the action from Armenia is Bagrat Avoyan. Introducing first, and coming into the red corner representing Serbia, Ajijev Artom.
So on to our next quarter-final in the light heavyweight division. And we've got Ajijev Artom of Serbia up against Javakir Umataliyev of Uzbekistan. And here's Artom.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Uzbekistan, Javakir Umataliyev.
Went to the World Championships 2 years ago, got a European gold in 2022. Artom beat Juan Diego Ortiz and Daniel Ilyushinok so far.
Your judges for this contest are from Colombia, Morocco, Tajikistan, Azerbaijan and Tunisia.
33 years old, Artom, making his way to the blue corner. Umataliyev, who is 20, boxing out of Tashkent. Gold medalist at the World Boxing World Championships in Liverpool, Asian champion from 2024, Stranger champion, Asian youth champion, World youth champion, and he looks a very, very good fighter from what we've seen over the last year or so. Beat Dasel Fanchet of Seychelles, Cedric Bellany Dulieper of Haiti, and Omerbek Begzigit Ulu of Kyrgyzstan, all by unanimous decision.
Round one.
So, Umataliev, Uzbekistan in the blue. Artyom, Serbia in the red. Two southpaws here. Good probing jab there from Umataliev. After this, we go into the heavyweight division to conclude our quarterfinals. We'll be back with the semi-finals tomorrow when we will reduce to one ring. Long left hand there from Artyom. Jab from Umataliev, nothing really on it, but it did land. And both just look to open out and throw at the same time. Umataliev just pulling those feet back as Artyom looked to try and launch that 1-2. Just clashing on the inside a little bit in this opening round. Neither one's really found their distance yet. It's the final minute of round one. Decent looking left-hand counter there from Artyom. Left to the body from Umataliev. Uzbek just maybe looking to let rip a bit in this final minute and see if he can take the play away from Artyom. There's not much separating these two at the moment. Jabs to the body from the Uzbek. 10 seconds. Left hand is falling short there from Artyom. Short right hand on the inside. And the judges all go in favour of the blue corner. So that's a round in the bank.
Seconds out.
For the World Boxing World Champion.
Round two.
Artyom just trying to come in a little bit with those feet. He's slightly stuttery. Whereas Umataliev, when you see him, he's just got this fluidity about him. The balance that so many Uzbek fighters do have. They do produce a lot of southpaws. Jab to the body. And another right hand to the body there. That is somewhere you can go with Artyom because he does carry those hands pretty high. Leading off with a right hook there, Maksud. Again, good work with the lead hand there from Maksud. Artyom trying to let go with that 1-2, but a slightly ungainly look about it, and Maksud came back with a left, and I think the more he tries to open up here, Artyom, the more he's going to get picked off, and that's the problem really that he's got. This is a problem you often have against someone like Maksud. He won that first round without really doing too much. And when you drop that first round, you'll feel like you do need to take it to him, but really that's what he wants you to do. So heading into the final 30 seconds of round 2, and this is a round that Maksud has put in his pocket. Another left hand to the body there. It's mainly been with those kinds of punches. Hasn't been too expansive. Nice little combination there. Looking for that left hand over the top there, Artyom, and I think the piece of that did get through. But just before that, he was on the end of a combination. And he's just grabbing onto the left arm of the right arm there of Maksud. Artyom.
Seconds out.
And again, another clean sweep there for Maksud, and he's within touching distance now of the semi-finals.
Third and final round.
Just inching forward with that front foot with Maksud, looking to try and line up that left hand. Artyom continues to work. Looking for that 1-2. When he throws it, the weight comes forward a bit. He pulls off that left hand slightly. I think that one landed, or maybe just half caught on the glove. Right hand to the body and then a left hand down the middle, and he immediately just tried to follow that up, and his opponent got a hold of him and he dumped him back into the ropes, and that was a bit painful, I think, there for Agachev, John. Bit of damage to the lower back, maybe. Slightly unnecessary, that from Umataliev. His opponent had got a hold of him, and he's done that a few times. John, he's tried to tie him up as best he can on a number of occasions, and I think Umataliev was just a bit fed up with it and just shoved him back into the ropes. Into the final minute. So closing stages. Umataliev just busying up those hands. Left hand to the body again there. And there goes the bell, and that will see another Uzbek fighter through to tomorrow's semi-finals. Never really needed to get out of first gear particularly, and that's no great criticism of Agachev.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision and proceeding into the semi-finals is in the blue corner, representing Uzbekistan, Jabokir Umataliev.
So Umataliev goes through. We will be seeing him again tomorrow. And now we will venture into the heavyweight division for our final two fights of the night. And our first semi-final, the heavyweight, actually will feature two fighters who, in their last fights, provided single-punch knockouts. Not things you see very often. But Lauren Alfonso and Andrei Zaplitny managed to do it. And Alfonso's was spectacular against Agustin Veron. Right at the start of the second round, his opponent just inched in and bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest in Ring A is the quarterfinal of the 92-kilogram heavyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Serbia is Marija Petkovic. Introducing first, coming into the red corner representing Azerbaijan, Lorenberto Dominguez Alfonso. And his opponent comes into the blue corner representing Moldova, Andrei Zaplitny.
That's Lauren Alfonso, boxing for Azerbaijan. From Cuba, he's done an awful lot. Two-time Olympic medalist, bronze in Tokyo, silver in Paris, bronze at the recent World Championships, gold in the IBA World Championships in 2021.
Your judges for this contest come from Tunisia, Kazakhstan, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt and Latvia.
30 years old. And as I say, produced that spectacular knockout against Agustin Veron. And that is the blue corner, that's Zaplitny. Moldovan champion, got to the quarterfinals of the Europeans last year. Experienced in major competitions. Yet to land a medal, and this could be his opportunity. Got a walkover and then clipped back at Toktasululu with a short right hand in his second fight and knocked him out in the first round. He dropped him flat on his side. It was quite something. So Alfonso in the red, Zaplitny in the blue.
Round one.
So into the first. Rapid hand movement again there from Alfonso. Jab right hand, landed before Zaplitny could really do a thing. And he will just hang on the back foot, Alfonso, because he backs that hand speed. He's totally happy for you to come to him, and really, you've got to try and hold your nerve and find a way to get him to come forward. This is what he likes to do. He'll just feel that bottom rope on the back of his calf. He's totally comfortable there. Right hand again there from Alfonso, and then a left. Just walked onto the jab there, Zaplitny, as well. He's got to try and keep this pressure on. He's got to stick to the task here. Managed to land to the chest there, Zaplitny. That right hand just cocked and ready to go for Alfonso, but so is that lead left. He can flick it up from low like he did there. And the 1-2 when he throws it is rapid. Final 30 seconds of round one. Left hand on the inside there from Alfonso. Bell goes at the end of round one. It's a cagey game, boxing, Alfonso, because his hand speed is such that if you commit too much, you risk getting picked off. But then, if you don't commit, what do you do? Because he will just stay on the outside, and then every now and again, he will just throw that right hand, or that 1-2 where the left and right land in such rapid succession. And it's 10 lines across the board there.
Seconds out.
He lost in the final in Paris to Lazizbek Mulajonov of Uzbekistan.
Round two.
In Tokyo, he was down at 81 kilos and lost to his former Cuban teammate Arlen Lopez. World Championship silver in 2023. Sharabuddin Atayev beat him on that occasion. So these are very good fighters. And Zaplitny committed there. Alfonso just allowed himself to go back into the ropes and then turned him as he came in. hand there from Alfonso. Again, just pulling his head back, and Zaplitny's trying to put it on him here, but it's a difficult thing to do. Again, there he just turned around that front foot. And the 1-2, the right hand this time going down to the body. The right hand from Zaplitny doesn't really get there. And it's getting to the point here, Zaplitny, where he's just going to have to gamble a bit because he's losing this round. He's lost the first one. And he just sees that coming, Alfonso. And there's that hand speed again, and Zaplitny just unable to get out of the way. A left to the chest, a left to the head. Off the back of that combination, and then just dipping at the waist. It's the final minute of round 2. And there's just not that much that Zaplitny can do about this. He doesn't really have the feet for it. So closing stages of round 2, when Alfonso is going to be 2 rounds up after the second. Which means that Zaplitny in this final round is going to need something absolutely huge. He was made to miss there by Alfonso, who then just has a little kind of soft shoe shuffle off towards the corner of the ring. And there goes the bell. There again, he just goes off to his left-hand side, clips him with the left hand on the way past, and there we go, 10-9 across the board again, so a 2-point margin with all 5 judges.
Seconds out. Third and final round.
It's difficult to see how Zaplitny is going to turn this one around, because firstly he's got to catch up with Alfonso and manage to land on him, which has been a very difficult thing to do, and he's got to do it to the tune of a 10-8 with a number of the judges, and that would be some effort. This is better though, he just manages to get on top of him there, had him in the corner briefly and was able to let his hands go. Waiting for you there, Alfonso, posturing, leaning in, tempting you. But then as soon as you fire, he just backed himself to respond, to react quicker. He's got that fast twitch that allows him to do it. That's a good example of it there, just leaning well back at the waist and then flicks that left hand up. There's not much more that Zaplitny can do here. He's trying to walk him down, trying to close him down, get his punches off, but Alfonso is just better in every department. hand there from Zaplitny. I think it might have half landed, but then again, having said that, I think it's perfectly possible that Alfonso just tucked that chin behind the shoulder and managed to roll away from it. Just a few seconds remaining, and this has been a archetypal Lauren Alfonso performance and win, the like of which we have seen many, many times before. Puts his hands on his knees and looks to tempt his man in, and then again just avoids that right hand. It's quite demoralising, to be honest, fighting Alfonso at times, and Zaplitny there just gets to the end, takes a few deep breaths, and well, there was nothing more he could really have done there. I'm afraid there was just too many levels between them in terms of ability, which is a hard one to take for any elite level athlete, but as we've said a few times over the last few days, that sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest via unanimous decision and going into the semi-finals in the red corner, representing Azerbaijan, Lauren Dominguez Alfonso. Ladies and gentlemen, our final contest in Ring A for this evening is the quarterfinal of the 92-kilogram heavyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Italy is Luca Vadilonga. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Uzbekistan, Turabek Khabibulayev.
And this is a good one to finish on, Khabibulayev against Julio La Cruz.
And his opponent comes into the blue corner, representing Cuba, Julio Perrada La Cruz.
So Khabibulayev, a gold medalist at the World Boxing World Championships in September. Quarter-finalist at the Paris Olympics. That was a light heavyweight, so he's stepped up the weight since then. In his one fight, he had an RSC at the start of the third. Kylie Paiva of Brazil pulling out with a bicep injury.
Your judges for this contest come from Colombia, Tajikistan, Morocco, Armenia and Romania.
And he is up against one of the all-time great Cubans here, a two-time Olympic gold medalist, a five-time IBA world champion, Julio La Cruz. 36 years old, so 15 years. Khabibulayev senior. And the reflexes have slowed, I think there's no doubt about that, but he just seems to be able to see what is coming. He seems to know what is coming and adjusts accordingly.
Round one.
So Khabibulayev, Uzbekistan in the red, La Cruz, Cuba in the blue. Left hand to the body there from Khabibulayev, good shot. And the jab to the body, good right hand there from La Cruz. He comes in from the outside. That travelled further than I think Kababalayev thought it would. And there he is, just hovering on the borderline of range, torso square on, just tempting you in. And the combination landed there from Kababalayev. The knee seemed to dip slightly. I think that might have been more a trick than anything else, but it landed 100%. It's a lively start, this from Kababalayev, and it's the right thing to do. You've got to try and keep the pressure on. You can't allow yourself to get bewitched and mesmerised by the Cuban's style. He'll kind of hypnotise you, and before you know it, you've sleepwalked your way to a 30 points to 27 defeat. Right hand into the chest there from the Cruz. Again, another combination. He's still got very quick hands. His eyes just locked onto the target at all times. Right hand into the body maybe from him there. Right hand over the top there, the Cruz. The left hand to the body landed from Kababalayev. And then that rapid darting right goes into the chest. He jumped forward in quite bizarre fashion there, the Cruz, but Kababalayev was too far out of range. It's the final minute of round one. Combination again there from Kababalayev. The Cruz trying to just drop his forearms on it. Kababalayev just landing to the torso there again, I think, and goes down to the body. And it's always a good tactic against the Cruz because he's square on, his torso is square, and he's square on, his feet aren't, his torso is. And it gives you that bigger target. Trying to hit him to the head is a very difficult thing to do. Final few seconds of round one. And it's the Cruz taking the centre now, and it has been for the last minute or so. Single right hand landed, he feinted to throw it to the body, then went up to the head there, La Cruz. Touch of gloves between the two, absorbing stuff. He's had a good tempo there, Kababalayev, at the start of the round. And as I said, he targeted the body of La Cruz, and I always feel like that is a wise thing to do, but there wasn't too much to pick between the pair of them. If anything, I think I probably would go red corner. Let's have a look. Split in favour of Kababalayev. 3-2 split to Kababalayev after round one.
Seconds out. Round two.
Second. Again, combination into the chest there from Mataliev. Kababalayev, I beg your pardon. Long left hand from Kababalayev. And again, just chopping down. And this is percentage stuff, it's intelligent boxing, because people have been trying to hit Hugo La Cruz in the head for decades almost. Every now and again someone manages it, but it's not easy. I think he's managed it there. Well, the referee has not called a knockdown there. I think a punch did start that, and then his feet went from underneath him, and IBA referees generally tend not to give those. As I've said numerous times, though, the knockdown does not hold the same kind of capital with IBA judging than it does in a professional ring. So, in the sense whether they do or they don't give it, it's fairly immaterial. That one surely is going to be a count. Well, that started with a punch again there. Or was it the heads come together on the inside? Okay, well, maybe that was a head clash that caused it. And the Cruz just closing that gap and whipping off that 1-2 to the body. Midway stage of the fight. Rights the body there, I think, from the Cruz. He just dips those knees and gets under those left hands. I say the reflexes have slowed down. They're still absolutely fantastic. It's just that back in the day, at one point, they were Matrix-like. Jumping into the lead right hand. It's the final minute of the second round. 3-2 split scoring in the first, remember, in favour of Kababalayev. Both land simultaneously, searching for that long left to the body there, Kababalayev. The Cruz with a right hand, and just trying to put a little bit of pressure there on Kababalayev right at the end of the round. They've got this internal clock, fighters. Even before the clapper goes, they seem to know when we're closing in on the final bell. To the head, I think, just got through right at the very end there. There goes the bell. And not too different from the opening round, really. Continue to target the body, not exclusively Kababalayev, and the left hand, actually, that's a good call by the referee, because that did make contact, but it was round the side, round the back of the head, and that was a head into the shoulder, maybe into the chest somewhere, and that's what caused the second one. So Luca Valdalonga, who was a good ref, made a couple of good calls there. So split scoring again, this time 4-1 in favour of Kababalayev. So he is 3-1 up going into this final round. He's got 3 cards, 20 points to 18. The Cruz has got 1 and 1 drawn.
Third and final round.
So it's the younger man with the advantage here, the 21-year-old from Tashkent. Cruz is digging into the body with his right hand. Left lands from the Cruz. I think that was low. Right hand was low. Doesn't have too much time to recover there. Looking for the combination on the inside, the pair of them. A little bit untidy as we hit the halfway stage in this third and final round. Left hand is the body there from Kababalayev. And the Cruz just trying to work that right hand. And they just fall into each other a little bit. I think they're both feeling this slightly. Good combination there. Good work from Kababalayev. There's a cut on the corner of the left eye there of the Cruz. You can just see the blood seeping out of it. I'm not sure the referee's seen it yet. It's on his blind side currently. I think when he does see it, he may well send him over to the doctor. You can just see it there on the corner of the left eye there of the Cruz, as these two just have a little bit of a waltz. The referee allowing them to working out between the pair of them, heading deep into the final minute here. And here we go, he's got no choice here really, Luka Vadilonga. Well, I don't think it's going to make too much difference here. We've only got 42 seconds remaining. That's immaterial. If it's bad enough, then the fight will get stopped, but it doesn't look that bad. We're quite close to it, to the doctor's corner here. Right hand into the body there from the Cruz. And it's the Cuban who's got more to do in this final round, remember. Nobody wants to lose a point at this stage. That could be absolutely catastrophic into the final 15 seconds. Right hand into the body. Khabibulaev just letting his hands go. Both of them are going to do that now, I think, for the final exchanges. Blood just coming out of that eye. Well, there goes the final bell. The Cruz claims it. Khabibulaev claims it. What we know is that going into that final round, Khabibulaev was 2 points up with 3 judges. The Cruz was 2 points up with 1 judge. The other card was level. It was a close fight. It was a close fight all the way through. I felt like Khabibulaev did enough. The younger man did enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this contest by a split decision. And heading into our semi-finals, in the red corner, representing Uzbekistan, Rudolf Khabibulaev.
Khabibulaev gets it. It was split scoring again in the final round, this time 3-2 in favour of Le Cruz, but the way the scores fell, it resulted in 4-1 at ringside. So 3-2 in the first round to Khabibulaev, 4-1 in the second round to Khabibulaev, 3-2 to Le Cruz in the third. We've got an overall score of 4-1,
and ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the quarter-final action in Ring A for this evening. We will see you tomorrow afternoon for the semi-finals.
Well, he's just left the ring away to my right-hand side, Julio Le Cruz. He looks very, very disappointed. He's still incredibly competitive. The fire still burns at 36 years old. It was a very close fight. My personal view was that Khabibulaev had just done enough, but it was one of those ones where you wouldn't have had any great complaint either way. It was good to watch. It was a really absorbing fight to watch, a bit like the fight between the other Cuban 2-time Olympic gold medalist Arlen Lopez against Nekraz Salimov. And that's a big win, that, for Khabibulaev. And let's just take you through the results from the session. Hasanboy DUSMATOV got us underway. That was a good fight. SUFIJONOV will take a lot from that. Another good performance by a Russian there in PEGLIVANIAN and Koldenkov. Lopez squeezing through, and then the same thing for Khabibulaev at the end there. So that wraps it up for the quarterfinals. We will be back tomorrow with the semi-finals, when we will reduce to 1 ring, and myself and Big Ronald McIntosh will combine on commentary. We'll catch you then.